Good morning, everyone. At this time, Cheryl will lead us into a wonderful meditation.
Good morning, everyone. So, at this time, we are just going to take a few minutes just to come to that center within. And the yogis say that the breath controls the emotions. So let's just take some very deep breaths at our own pace. And as we do, when we let these breaths out, let's just feel our chest relaxing and our shoulders. And as we continue to breathe deeply and let go through the mouth, we begin to feel all the little muscles around the eyes soften. And into the cheeks and the jaws and the neck. And once again, let's just let these shoulders go. And down into the chest, the torso, our pelvis, our legs. And let that peace pass over the feet until we are fully at peace. And as we continue to just breathe deeply and let go, we begin to focus on that single eye, that third eye, that spot between the eyebrows. And there at that focus, the focal point, we begin to see ourselves in a field, a sunny field. And we walk through the field and we come upon a beautiful little lake. And that lake has a path, a clear path all around it, with shade trees and dappled sunlight. And as we walk around this crystal clear lake, we notice the little wildflowers, the purple orchids, the little tiny yellow daisies, and a little cluster of white flowers that look like stars. And as we feel the peace of this perfectly still lake, we remember our oneness, our divinity with all nature. And we say this from the I am. There may have been times I doubted my ability to create the life of my highest imaginings. and I resigned myself to a life, a limited life. But today, I make a new choice. I see myself as fully divine and fully human. I am so much more than my past. Even if I made regrettable decisions or disempowering choices, I know that with each new day, I can begin again and build the life I want. I forgive myself for the past mistakes and I let them go. I let them drift over the peaceful lake and into nothingness. I feel all my limitations fade away, and my strengths are what's left. In the silence, I feel the presence of spirit and my oneness with that divine spirit. Limitless and to live in the now, limited future. I affirm I am strong, I am creative, I am wise, and I am loving. I leave the past behind, and I eagerly create the future of my dreams, assured of my eventual success. Those who have patience to the end will see the fruits of their work. And so we say, thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit, as we go forth today in the new I am. And so it is.
Thank you, Cheryl. That was absolutely wonderful. Join me in our vision and mission statement. Please stand and let us read together our vision mission statement along with our declaration of principles. Georgia is a joyful global community where everyone belongs. Through our unique spiritual teachings, we provide a safe environment to experience compassionate living. And our declaration of principles. I believe there is one creative intelligence operating throughout the universe. I believe my purpose is to create a life filled with health, love, peace, and success in all things. use it now, and I rejoice in it, and so it is. Marsha.
Good morning. Come on now. You know this? I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed. Oh, my soul. We're not gonna let these gray clouds discourage us. I'm in the right place at the right time. Soul is welcome. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Come on now. Y'all know what's. Come on, we got to break this thing down. Come on. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. Now, I call somebody to tell them that. Your soul is welcome here. Soul is welcome here. Soul, our soul welcome here. Our soul is welcome here. Our soul is welcome here. Come on, look at somebody else. Come on. Our soul is welcome here. Our soul is welcome here. Come on. One more time. Our soul is welcome here. Our soul is welcome here. Our soul is here. Come on, declare it. Our soul is welcome here. Our soul is welcome here. Awesome.
And we have a reading from a special lady, Gloria.
From this New Foundations for Thinking by Ernest Holmes. It's called What is God and Where Can We Find It? God is not a person, yet God is more people. The creative insistence of the universe, the emotional ground of all incentive is God. the conceiver and the conceived. Cause and effect are but two sides of the same coin. Who looks for God as a person must look into the personification. The universe as law and as essence, but it is for personifying itself. It is revealed in the only one who loves comprehends the meaning and the depth of love. Love declares itself through its personification. It is known by its works. It is as real as we make it. It is not a platitude, but a divine passion. If we could know God as love, we must become love. Those who have done this claim to know God as love. Dare we deny the validity of this claim? Can the coldly skeptical sense the divine image of love that proceeds from the fundamental, the entire creation, as a manifestation of one central cause? Could we love the individual unless we have some inner awareness existing prior to the advent of the individual? The possibility of love, that love existed before its expression, or it never have ever been the most godlike. If we look for a God of love, we must deeply into each other. We must look away from the difference, penetrate into the unity of the whole. Love alone reveals love. Hate but hides the gleam. Unknown to those who are not acquainted with him. The Spirit may court us, but if we would be wed, we must first be wooed. There is no marriage without both bride and bridegroom and mutual consent. The prophets of every age have declared the unity of God and man, but they have been among those who have entered in. Dare we deny the reality of their experience, the truth of their message? We would have peace, but we still persist in remaining in confusion. The one of the other. Cosmos does not affiliate with chaos. Some people find peace while others find only confusion. We shall yet learn that each finds what he is truly looking for. If we would find the more abundant life, we must live more abundantly. Life cannot be separated from the living, and whatever the nature of God or life is, this nature must be one with our nature, else how could we be? When we enter into the spirit of livingness, we enter into the spirit of God. For creator and creation are one. Life and animation are latent in all things. When the creative power of our imagination stirs the energy into action, there is a responding struck in the everyday experiences we find we are life. Truly, did not a great mystic proclaim that he is not the God of the dead, but of the living? For all live unto him. If God is life, and if life is God, and if God and life are one and the same thing, how can we expect to become conscious of immortality while we contemplate death? All are eternally alive unto the creative spirit of the universe. The persistent urge to express is a continuous demand the original maker makes on us. It is the essence passing through the thinker into action. How can we expect to find beauty if we contemplate only unloveliness? The God of beauty by the artist, and senses in all forms some reflection of that universal whole that finds harmony in the perfect adjustment of itself, of the parts. Beauty, like greatness, is a thing of the soul, a spiritual quality, form, objectified in space. It is eternally
the next song I'm gonna do, it really keeps me in check because I am very guilty of, and I'm very guilty of being concerned and trying to make plans of future, this, that, or what if, why from the past. But in the power of now, it's where you're at. You cannot go back. You may never know the reasons why. And if you focus in on the now, then the future will lead you to where you need to, you'll wind up where you're supposed to be if you pay attention to the now. The power of now is always present, knowing then where you are, the power of now flows oh so gracefully. The power of now is always perfect, nothing to be than who you are. The power of now flows oh so easily. Be willing to let go of everything you think you need to know. Be strong enough to let go of everything you think you need to know. For everything goes away. Let everything wash away. The power of now. The power of now is ever flowing, connecting us all to the one. The power of now unfolds so peacefully. Be willing to let go of everything. Strong enough to let go of everything you think you need to know. For everything goes away. Let everything wash away. The power of love. I get to also introduce that we are going to be graced by another fabulous talk from CSL Dallas. So sit back, get comfortable, and enjoy. The talk title is called "The Captain of My Soul," and when I saw that title, I was like, "Ooh, yes, please. I would like to be the captain of my instead of being affected by everything else around. I am in control. Remind me to do that. So sit back."
Well, good morning. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living. I'm Petra Wells, Spiritual Director here at the Center, and I feel the need to congratulate you for not being sick. Yay! And just truly loving and embracing all of our family and friends and loved ones who are under the weather these days. Let us just know that everybody moves through it quickly and easily. And for those of you who have already moved through it, good for you. Yes, so I'm just so happy that you're here this morning. We are walking through the four kingdoms of consciousness, and today we are moving into the second kingdom of consciousness. It's that place where we really begin to take hold of our own lives, and we begin to experience ourselves as a place where love is taking place, and we get to be the power and the chooser in our own lives. So that's what we're going to be taking a look at as we wander through the second kingdom of consciousness today. So I'd like to take this opportunity then to welcome anyone who is here for the first time with us.
Hi, I'm Petra Weldes, Senior Minister of the Center for Spiritual Living in Dallas, and we're delighted that you found us here on the web. You can find our Sunday services on our website by every Wednesday. And we love that you can look at us online and explore these spiritual teachings. Feel free to explore our art.
Make me feel like me.
Strength, courage, and wisdom. And oh my God, we need to have it, don't we? Especially when we are inviting things to change. So our topic for this month is change your thinking, change your life. This is a lovely little catchphrase that we use here in the Science Mind and in New Thought. Change your thinking, change your life. And so we can read this a sentence in a lot of different ways. Change your thinking, change your life can be an admonishment. If you would change your thinking, your life would change, right? It can be a statement of fact, change your thinking, change your life, or it's a promise. If you will change your thinking, your life will change. So it is in this way in which we take up change your thinking, change your life as a promise. But there is that pesky little word change, all right? So first of all, we're going to start out with what are we changing? What is it that we're changing? Change your thinking, change your life. And one of the problems with metaphysics is that so much of New Thought was written in the late 1800s and the early 1900s when they were not yet using the word consciousness. They had kind of an old idea of the word mind. The subconscious mind was just becoming available, recognizably so through psychology. And so there was a particular set of words that were used that we in our today's language, in our today world, tend to, I would say, misinterpret. So when we hear change your thinking, change your life, right? We often think of, well, I'm just going to change my left brain rational thinking, and clearly that's not enough, is it? Or we say, well, I'm really a heart-centered person, so I don't do that's just too head, too cerebral. Yeah, that's not me. Right? We have all kinds of ways in which we distance ourselves from this thought, change your thinking, change your life. So the question really is, what are we changing? And the reality of it is we are changing so much more than just our thinking. But it does start there. It starts there by noticing, what do they say in recovery? Our stinking thinking. We have to change the way we think about things. And that begins with the story that we tell ourselves about what's going on. What we don't often realize is that we are literally narrating to ourselves about the experience that we are currently having, as opposed to actually having the experience. We're talking to ourselves about, oh, well, that was a silly thing to say, or wow, that person didn't seem to like me very much, or oh my God, look at what's happening out there, right? We're literally narrating the experience. Oh wow, that's a beautiful sunset. I haven't seen a sunset like that since the last time I was here 5 years ago, right? And now we're no longer with the sunset, are we? Because we're having a big conversation with ourselves. And so it is, we are paying attention to our thinking about what we're thinking about, noticing what we're thinking about. And then we're going to get to the fact that actually may have to change. The second thing, surprise, surprise, is that we have to also change our feelings or our emotional reactions to things. And many of us will say, well, that's just the way I feel. Actually, not necessarily. Our feelings can lie to us as much as our thinking can, right? Because our feelings are the product of how we think about what's going on. And it's a product of the way in which we have a reaction or response to what's going on. And what's going on could actually be completely different than what we think is going on. Or our feelings can be based on a very faulty idea of who we are, what the other person is doing, what's happening out there, right? So we actually get to work with changing our feelings. Yes, exactly. That's right. Thank you, Siri. And so another thing that we change is our attitude. Right? We talk about this a lot, changing our attitude. Are we having an attitude of judgment? Are we having an attitude of skepticism? Are we having an attitude of magical thinking? Are we, right? And that we can, in fact, change our attitude. And this impacts our experience. We spend a lot of time talking about changing our beliefs. That pattern that is running in the background, the beliefs that we have about something, and finally changing our behavior. So change your thinking, change your life actually encompasses all of these things because we're all built a little differently. We all resonate with starting the process in one of these 5 places that we have here, one of these 5 ways in which we engage in the world. And we can begin and enter into the process of changing this so that this out here changes. We call that causal living. Right? We're changing the cause, which is our thinking, our thoughts, feelings, attitudes, beliefs, and behaviors all wrapped up together. So if I were writing the Science of Mind today, I would say, change your consciousness, change your life. Ultimately, that's what that phrase means. Change your consciousness, change your life. So with recovery and therapy and all the work that we do with our spiritual practices, we change our thinking, how we're thinking about something. We work with our feelings, and the feelings that say, I'm unworthy, I'm not enough, I'm not loved, I don't belong, right? We work with all of those feelings. We change our attitudes around ourselves, around others, around the other, all the ways in which we change our attitude from negative to positive, our beliefs and our behaviors. So changing our behaviors is when we talk about act as if, right? We can change our behavior, do it differently, and all those other things will start to change. We can change our feelings, and that will actually change our thinking and our beliefs. We can enter into this in any way that we choose. They all work together to change our consciousness. So when we change our thinking, when we say that, we're talking about changing our consciousness. The most challenging thought, feeling, attitude, belief, and behavior that we have is our sense of separation. This is the deepest aspect of our consciousness that stands in the way of us experiencing a different life. So I'm going to tell you a story that I heard, so many years ago. And it really had a profound impact on me. And it's a silly little story. It's a story about a father who comes home one night to his little daughter and sits by the bed and says, honey, I got you a present. And reaches out into his pocket and pulls out a beautiful string of plastic pearls. Because he knew his daughter loved to play dress up and loved to play queen and princess and all of those things. And he'd found this little plastic necklace as he was out shopping, and he wanted his daughter to have it. And she loved that plastic necklace. She put it on and she wore it at every tea party, and she would wear it out to Sunday. She would wear it to school. She just wore the heck out of that plastic set of pearls. And she loved it so much, right? She kept wearing it year after year until she got a little bit older. And one day her dad came home and sat beside the bed and said to her, will you give me your plastic pearls? And she said, oh no, Daddy, that would make me sad, because then I wouldn't have them. And he said, it's okay, honey. You don't have to give them to me tonight. And the next day he came in and he said, would you give me your plastic pearls? And she said, but if I don't have them, I won't be able to have them at my tea party. And who will know whether I'm a princess or not? I need my pearls so that you'll know when you're at my tea party that I'm the princess. But it's okay, honey. You don't have to give them to me tonight. And he came in the next night and he said, honey, would you give me your plastic pearls? She looked at him, and with tears in her eyes, she said, well, I guess, Daddy, if you need them so much, I'll give them to you. And she took those pearls off her neck and put them in her daddy's hand. And he put them in his pocket. Strength, courage, and wisdom levels, thoughts, feelings, attitudes, beliefs, and behaviors. Their basis. And you know why? I do it because many years ago, I read Ernest Holmes' Creative Mind and Success book. And he said, oh, you're stuck? He said, well, just put the stove in the parlor and the piano out in the backyard. And I was like, what? Change things around. And what do? We resist it. We like it. We have it all nice. We put it there. It fits there. We like it. It belongs there. I got the job. I have the this. I have the that. Or simply, I'm comfortable with this discomfort because it's all I know. I'm comfortable with it not working out because it's never worked out. And so we resist But if we can reimagine, so I'm constantly reimagining. I mean, I probably rearrange our house and our living room, and I don't know, at least once every 18 months, maybe every 2 years. We look around, why don't we? So we just did this, I don't know, yesterday or the day before. Let's take that couch and put it in the back room. Let's move those chairs out here. Let's see how that would be. It was like, wow, it's like a whole new house. All because we were reimagining the use of this furniture in a way that would work for us. So let's talk about resistance. What is it that we resist about changing our consciousness? What is it that we resist? Well, you know, I'll just speak for myself, and you can tuck yourself in on any one of these, right? We resist knowing what we know. Because we don't want to know it, do we? We don't want to know that we really shouldn't be in this job, or we have to relieve this relationship, or we do actually have to allow this relationship to develop, even if it scares the bejeebus out of us, right? We know that we have to be more courageous in our conversations. We know that we have to, whatever it is, we resist knowing what we know, which is we're unwilling to change our thinking about things. We resist knowing what we know, and we resist feeling what we feel. Because our feelings will show us what we think and believe. And they will show us what's true and what's not true in our consciousness. If we will feel our feelings, there is very real reason for grief. There is very real reason for anger. There is very real reason for withdrawing and having quiet, and maybe even going into that cool darkness of our depression. There are very real reasons for those things. And if we don't feel what we feel, they can get stuck in our bodies. But if we don't feel what we feel, our sense of unworthiness, we can't ever say, but that's not the spiritual truth. If we pretend that it's not there and push it aside and pretend that we don't want to feel it, do you see, it can't come up to heal. So we resist feeling what we feel, we resist knowing what we know, and we resist the discipline of thought, reaction, and energy that is required. Because nobody can do it for us. I hated learning this part. Really. I hated learning this part. That I was the one who had to decide about my attitude. I was the one who had to decide whether or not I was going to allow my reaction to run away with me. I was the one who had to decide, I'm going to feel my feelings. I shared a couple weeks ago about this overwhelming, paralyzing feeling of fear, but it was only because I really allowed myself to feel it, and I really allowed myself to be with it, that the gold came. Right? The gold of what it is that I needed to look at and see and experience, so that I could change my consciousness around it. But that's a discipline, not to run away from it, not to mask it, not to numb it, not to pretend that we don't know what we know or feel what we feel. And then we have to take responsibility for doing it. I hated that part the most. Really working with this, I noticed that I was often unwilling to be conscious. Have you ever found yourself in that position? Why do they get to have a temper tantrum? Why can't I? Why do they get to be unconscious? Look at that unconscious behavior. Can't believe they're being so unconscious. Why do I always have to be the one who is patient and kind, or tries to walk in another person's moccasins, or tries to have empathy, all that stuff? Oh, it just used to infuriate me. Okay, maybe I'm just talking to myself up here. I don't know. But it's hard to not know that we're supposed to be conscious, but to take responsibility, to stop being a victim, to stop allowing our feelings to run us, to stop allowing our stinking thinking to run us. That takes an enormous amount of responsibility, which I was in serious resistance to being conscious. I was becoming conscious. I just didn't want to change the way I showed up in the world. But if we don't change our consciousness and change all those different aspects of us, just start somewhere, our lives aren't going to change. And that was my experience. It didn't. For many years, relationship after relationship, it did not change because I was in resistance to all of these things. Things around growing my consciousness, around success, and around what we as a community can accomplish, all of that stuff. Being in resistance to the work that it takes. And yet that work that it takes, right, is no different than deciding to get really good at something and practicing it. So how many of us were in resistance to piano practice when we were a kid? I was in resistance to ballet practice. I did ballet for, 9 years. I loved every minute of it, tap, toe, and interpretive dance, but I never practiced. Why should I? I had other things to do, which of course meant I never got any better, right? I never got any better. And so we have to really then we want to really pay attention to how easily we fall into resistance. And that my observation and my experience is that is a natural human response to change. Oh, wait. It has to do with our come from place. Because as a human, we have to protect ourselves. We have to worry about the threat. We have to make sure we can figure it out. We have to manage it, control it, work it, right? Because that's what the human side of us knows how to do and wants to do. But when we can shift into that deeper place, that spiritual truth, when we put on our real pearls and we recognize that that's the truth of our being, do you see, in my experience, resistance truthfully begins to melt away. Because resistance is native to our human experience. It's not to the spiritual truth of who we are. How do we know this? Because life is forever creating. Life is forever expressing something new. Life is forever growing. Doesn't matter if there's been a hurricane or a volcano, all sorts of new stuff happens, even in the midst of all of that. There's constant growth and flourishing of life. That is its nature. And only when we stand in the way, as we have done with our climate, does it get interfered with, just as we stand in the way of our own self as we are believing in that sense of separation. So the other side of resistance is reimagining. Now, you don't need to be given real pearls. You already have them. We all already have the spiritual truth. It is already the truth of our being. And I'll never forget years ago when a friend of mine said to me, I just don't know. I don't know if I believe all of this. I really don't. But I'm going to pretend that I do, and I'm going to see what happens. And after pretending for a while, she was like, oh my God, what a difference that makes. And so how do you pretend but imagine? Right? Instead of resistance, it's reimagining ourselves. What if we actually imagine that we are in fact the light made manifest? that we are love pouring into the world? What if we imagine that the spiritual truth is in fact true? And we try to imagine, well, who would I be? How would I behave? What would that look like? What would I think in this moment if I reimagined, instead of being resistant to, what would I think? How would I speak? How would I show up? Do you see? Rather than engaging in our human resistance, to stand over in that new place and pretend. Start reimagining. Reimagine that we are, in fact, universal, individualized spirit showing up. We might not know what that means, so imagine. You know, you used to run around in your childhood days. You ran around and you pretended to be all kinds of things, didn't you? I had a little horse on a wooden stick. And man, when I ran around with that in the backyard or downstairs in the basement, I was riding, right? Well, we still have all of that capability to imagine that we are, in fact, individualized spirit. How would spirit do this, whatever this is? Kick up our heels and enjoy life, right? So what if we imagined that we were peace instead of feeling flustered or overwhelmed or whatever all of that is, right? For me, I don't think of peace as always being speaking in a peaceful voice, because I don't. I think of peace, when I'm at peace, I'm centered. I'm grounded. I may be loud and passionate, but I'm still centered and grounded. Can you reimagine changing the way you're showing up in a particular moment, instead of all frazzled, as centered? What would that look like? How would that feel? Get out your little warden horse, run around a little bit, pretending you're centered, imagining what that would be like. What would it be like to reimagine ourselves as powerful, capable? There is that within me which knows. I may not think I know, but there is that within me that knows, that can, and that does. Do you see? Not as abstract concepts. Oh, the peace of spirit descends upon me. The power of life is flowing through me. Great. What does that mean? Do you see? To get a hold of it and imagine it and play with it and be and see if we can manufacture within ourselves the experience of it. That's what it means when we pretend and reimagine. We become it on the inside. Oh, wait, isn't that the causal place? To become it on the inside. One of the things that I hate the most about myself when I am not conscious, when I fall into unconsciousness, and every time I do it, I see it, and that is when I behave in a petty and small way. Petty and small are not beautiful. To me, beauty is gracious, graceful, kind, open. There's space. What does beauty, what do these qualities mean? Not as abstract concepts, but as real experiences. When we dance with our granddaughter at home with perfect joy, to pretend that I can have that, and it doesn't require my granddaughter to be there. Do you see? If it requires my granddaughter, I'm living from the outside in. But when I'm that, and I'm playing in my mind with her as I'm doing something, that joy begins to bubble out and bubble over, and my life is different. What does it look like, feel like, seem like? What is the behavior of love? What if I imagined being that? Strong and powerful, centered, strong, kind, filled with enthusiasm, and then I shared that. This is your true self. All of this already, you already have the pearls. You already have this as the truth of your being. So what I invite you to do this week, as you think about changing your consciousness, changing your life, I like for you to imagine taking off any plastic pearls that you're wearing. Okay, for you guys, you're probably not wearing plastic pearls, but you know what I mean, right? Think of some other metaphor that would be the same. Take them off. And reimagine real pearls. Reimagine having already changed your consciousness and move in your life from there. My experience is that when we do that, everything does in fact change. So that includes not only in our own lives, it includes how we work in the world. I'd love to invite you to change your consciousness if you are someone who does not believe that your vote counts. If you are a spiritual person who believes that voting is unnecessary, if you are someone who is skeptical that your vote makes a difference, let us change our consciousness around it. Let us not resist the power of our voice and our intention and our consciousness. Please remember that Tuesday is voting day. So it is.
And of I am more than I have been, I am more than I will be, I am all that I am. Land of I am more than I have been, will be, I am all that I am. In the land of I am more than I have been, I am more than be, I am all that I am. In the land of I am more than I have been, I am more than I will be, I am all that I am. And I am more than I have been, I am more than I will be, I am all that I am. In the land of I am more than I have been, more than I will be, I am. In the songs of all my great grandmothers, and the dreams of all my great grandfathers, and the way to rise up on beyond the pain. Oh, live in me, in the land of I am more than I have been, I am more than I will be, I am all that I have. Can't get to in the land of I am more than I have been, I am, I will be, I am all that I am. In the land of I am more than I have been, I am more than I will, I am all that I am. In the land of I am more than I will be, I am all that I am. In the smiles of all the unborn children, in the dreams of a better day to come, in the dance of the wrath, the heaven and the earth. Oh, live in me, in the land of I am more than I have been, I am more than I will be, I am all that I am. In the land of I am more than I have, I am more than I will be, I am all that I am. In the land of I am more than I have been, I more than I will be. I am all that I am. In the land of I am more than I have been. I am more than I will be. I am more than I am. Been robbed and disgraced, abused and displaced. Been robbed and disgraced, abused and displaced. Been lied to. The light can't be seen in the land. You can't then be heard in the land. You can't fall from grace in the land. You're always at home in the land. Always at home. 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 Woo. Do y'all feel that? Come on, come on. It's in the land of I am, and I have been. I am all that I will be. I am all that I am. In the land of I am all that I have been. I am more than I will be. I am all that I am. All of all my great grandmothers and the dreams of all my great grandfathers and the pray to rise beyond the pain. Oh, live, oh, live, oh, live in me. In me, all that I am. In the land of I am more than I have been. I am more than I will be. I am more than I am. In the land of I am more than I have been. I am more than I will be. I am more than I am. In the land I am more than I have been. I am more than I am. In the land of I am more than I have been. I am. In the land I am more than I have been. I am more will be. I am all that I am. In the land of I am more than I will be. I am all that I am. In the land of I am more than I have been. I am more than I will be. I am all that I am. In the land of I am more than I have been. I am more than I will be. All that I am. In the land of I am more than I have been. I am more than I will be. I am all that I am.
Marsha, you do us proud. You do us proud. Okay. We're at the point of our service, conscious giving. Okay. Money is a spiritual activity. Spiritual giving is an opportunity to express our gratitude and open our consciousness to receive greater abundance. It is the practice of participating in the circulation of universal good. And 3 ways to give here at CSL West Georgia. You can put cash or a check in the envelope found in the bulletin that you all have. You can donate online by accessing your personal Breeze account using the app on your phone. You can also donate electronically with your phone by using the information found on the back of the bulletin. This information is also being placed in the chat window for our online viewers. Hello, online viewers. If you donate online or using your phone or your Breeze account, please put an online giving card in the collection plate to acknowledge your contribution. If you do not have one, you can pick up one at the door from the usher. Now, as one consciousness for prosperity, let us say together, freely I give with a feeling of abundance, knowing that my gift blesses others and myself as well.
Freely I give, freely I give, giving from my heart and from my soul. Freely I give, freely I give, and the gifts come back to me tenfold. Lovingly I give, lovingly I give, giving from my heart and from my soul.
Thank you, Cynthia.
Lovingly I give.
And together we say, I am grateful for the divine giveness circulating abundantly through my life, our community, and our world. Thank you, Ronnie. Announcements. Guest speaker next Sunday, April 13th, will be our beloved Reverend Bronte Colbert, who graces us monthly, and I am so happy that she does that. Also, next Sunday afternoon from 1 to 3 p.m., Nelta will be leading us through a past life regression experience. And every time I go through it, I see more and more and learn more and more, and it takes me deeper and deeper. Oh my God. You have to experience this. The flyer for the event has an error on it. It's only $25 at the door and in person. You don't have to pay extra. On April 20th, once again, we're having a sound bath with Nelta and Emily Bryson. This event will not be televised. This experience is only an in-house experience. If you want to experience this, you must be in person. Our midweek refresher every Thursday is heating up. It's heating up. We are continuing with the book The Law and the Promise by Neville Goddard, and we are on chapter 4, chapter 5. Wow, that's right. It is heating up. So please join us in person. That event is not televised as well, as though you get more of the experience in person. And you get to have a beverage and a snack. Mhm. Affirmative prayer treatment. If anyone is in need of prayer support, we have prayer cards on the round table next to the door. If you fill out one and put it in the box, the cards will be collected at the end of service, and treatment will be done by our practitioner and myself. You all know who our practitioner is. Stan. the lovely Shauna. Visitors, if any visitors here, thank you for showing up. We duly appreciate you, and you will have a visitation packet given to you by our usher. You can watch us on social media. Please go to our social media page. Somebody just like us. Subscribe. Comment. We post usually every week. Say hi. Thank you. Oh my God, Noah. Noah is the man of the hour. He graduated. Noah graduated at 16. Oh, excuse me, 15. Oh my God, he's finished high school at 15. The genius at hand. Noah, please stand up so we can see you. And we're hoping you practice your instrument because we need to have more Noah on stage. Okay? Congratulations, Noah. We love you, Noah. Thank you. So there will be dessert, snack, ice cream, a cake. Noah's celebrating with us. And if you're here in person, you get to share this. Thank you, Noah. Thank you, Nauta. Okay. Now we're for our closing announcements. Woo. And that's the closing announcement. Okay? That was it. So closing affirmations, let us stand. We go forth today knowing that we are God's blessing in the world. Only good comes from us, only good comes to us, and so it is. Circle up in the middle.
And we've got about 30 minutes till those severe storms come our way. So just
Okay.
With spirit as our creator, united all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Yes, peace begins with me. Yes, this is the moment now. With every step